All right, so we're going to get into how to make $10,000 plus per month in 3 months or less, right? As a jacked guy, period, point blank. I'm going to give you the online fitness blueprint. This is something that I've realized that has made me money, that has printed me money consistently, and that I want to teach you how to do because I've built my business multiple times. I've built multiple fitness businesses in different points in time. And obviously in January, I did the same. I did about 24, 25K in January, right? So this is in February around 15, so it dropped off a little bit, but either way, pretty consistent across the board. And so I want to teach you pretty much what I know, the basics of what I know, so that you can do it yourself and you can start to make money being fit. Because what's the point of being jacked if you can't make money? And obviously, if you're jacked, that's one way that you can make money. And there's a lot of people in this audience that want to learn how to make money with their physique. I'm going to show you how to do it. So obviously, let me show you some receipts. Of course, a lot of payments, a lot of customers coming in, a lot of people just, paying for my services consistently, right? And so you have to understand this. You have to understand that a personal brand is greater than just a business. There are a lot of fitness coaches out there that are just trying to start a business, or they're just posting videos of them working out on Instagram and thinking that they're going to get clients. Most people make the mistake of starting a business without an audience to sell their product and services to. The thing is, you're sold business models like agency, e-commerce, trading, paid communities, coaching, right? Like, of course. And while the business influencers are selling you on this model, they're actually making their money. They're participating in the greatest business model of all time. And that is they're using their personal brand to fuel their businesses, right? So when you do that, when you have that happen to you and you're basically buying these products and you're not building your brand at all, you're just buying the product thinking that you're going to start the business. So like, let's say like you find a fitness coach, right? Or a fitness business coach that's telling you like, hey, like you can make money with your fitness business. All you need to do is just post some stuff online, run some ads, and you'll be able to make money. No, it's not like that anymore. You have to have your own name. You can't be somebody that's behind a screen. You have to be personable, right? To be able to start making the type of money that these guys are making, right? And two of them are pretty jacked. So obviously that helps. Right. And to be honest, the fitness business model still works. Right. Online fitness coaching still works as long as enough people know that you even exist, AKA your marketing, right? Your personal brand. No fitness entrepreneur with a personal brand is obligated to send up 100 cold DMs a day to get someone even remotely interested in their services. If you're a fitness coach and you're in the audience, you probably have experienced that. Right. They get significantly more inbound leads because they're attracting an audience through content. Right? Strategic content. They barely even do paid ads anymore. And now they're starting to do a little bit more of it, right? Because it's starting to have a resurgence. But for the most part, they don't need to do it. I don't need to do it. I haven't ran paid ads at all. I've tried it once and it literally Meta shut down my ad account because I was basically showing testimonials. I think it just sounded misleading, even though like, yes, my clients lost 20 to 30 pounds in 3 months. You guys probably saw the case studies that I made with one of my clients, Chris, that did it. Right. So paid ads aren't even as reliant as organic content, especially on YouTube, right? Which is the best top of funnel for your business that you can have. I keep preaching this. If you are a fitness coach, if you're a guy who's jacked and you're not making YouTube videos showing people how you did it, talking about your worldviews, talking about your entire unique perspective on life, you are missing out on a lot of money, right? And it even performs better than ads and it's free. So you might as well do it, right? And so you can virtually blow up any business if you just know how to create the best content that's engaging, that's educational, and that's captivating, right? If you have a personal brand. And so when you understand this, you also have to understand that people need to know you, people need to like you, and people need to trust you. Period, point blank, right? The whole goal for a personal brand is for people who watch you to know you, like you, and trust you, right? So you have to separate yourself from the pack by having your face and name on the screen repeatedly, right? And not being some random jack guy that posts physique pictures and you're never talking on the camera. The reality with that people don't understand is that when you're just posting your body as a spectacle, as a trophy, people are going to treat it as such. They're not going to see you as an expert. They're not going to see you as somebody they even want to invest because you know something. They just see you as you're basically competing with the OnlyFans models, right? That are selling their bodies for money. Of course, guys are going to pay for that because that's the value. But you, as a guy who's trying to basically get clients and teach them how to transform their bodies and their minds and their life, you have to have aspiration. You have to have a lifestyle that people like. You have to talk in front of the camera and give people information in a way that they didn't necessarily think about it before. You want to start to develop charisma when you speak, and people will like you for who you are and be attracted to any product or service you provide, even outside of fitness. It's obviously it has to be good, right? And so people will trust you because you're putting yourself out in the open with your reputation on the line. They know you're not going anywhere. They know you're not just going to run off with their money, right? For me, I've closed a lot of clients because they're like, bro, I've been watching you. I know you're real. I know you're not just going to like just disappear. Like, you're there, right? You're there for me. I get them straight on the onboarding call the day after. So you have to have that level of know, like, and trust to be able to build a successful personal brand in the fitness space, but also in any space for anybody that's watching this, right? Because personal branding can be for anybody. I think everybody will have a personal brand in the next 5 to 10 years because AI is going to take over. And what differentiates you from an AI person? Well, your personal brand, who you are, the quirks that you have, all of that stuff. I'm getting deep into this because I'm very passionate about this topic. It's changed my life. So, steps I took to build a profitable fitness personal brand. So, the first is finding your niche, right? Fitness is a massive market. We know this. I'm probably going to solve so many fitness coaches issues right now in just this slide, right? And this is just like a beginner level, like learning, right? I'll get deeper into like specifics. But if you're just the guy who says, I help men and women build muscle and lose fat in 90 days or less, or your money back, or you don't pay, you're cooked. You are absolutely cooked. And if you don't believe this, look at all of the fitness coaches, a sea of fitness coaches right now that are doing exactly that in their bio, being super generic, trying to target everybody. The thing with marketing is if you target everybody, you target nobody. You have to target one specific avatar, one specific person, and you have to have something that's unique, that's different from everybody else. Because fitness, again, everybody, especially in January, everybody wanted to be a fitness coach. But the people who made the most money, they differentiated themselves. For example, for me, I sell fitness as a status mechanism. Most coaches are not doing that. And most coaches can't do that. And that goes again with lifestyle. Like, they're not living a free lifestyle. They're not able to travel. They're not able to live in their own home. They're not able to have a car. They're not able to travel. They're not able to do any of that. So you have to find your unique niche in the market that's going to fit you, that's going to differentiate you, that's going to make people say, I've never heard of this angle before. I'm going to pay for it. Right? It's the same with my videos on getting jacked will change your life. It's status based. Nobody in fitness was talking about status based. They weren't talking about the outcomes. They were talking about the inputs. So you have to find the angle that works best for you. And so you have to figure out, okay, who do you specialize in helping the most based on your past experiences? For example, if you're a guy who used to be skinny and you put on a lot of weight or you put on a lot of muscle, you can coach skinny people on building muscle, right? Like, you can figure that out. And you also have to figure out what specific fitness problem you want to solve, right? Maybe it's testosterone optimization to be able to build more muscle in 90 days or less. Boom. That's super niche, super specific. You can charge way more money for that than just being the guy that's a commodity and selling, I help men and women build muscle and lose fat, right? No, bro, nobody's buying that. You can go find that on YouTube, right? Body recomposition. You can be the guy. Nobody talks about body recomposition. These are like hidden niches, by the way, that you should probably take and use if you are a fitness coach watching this right now, or if you desire to build a fitness coaching business. You can use this and you can start to print money immediately, right? So body recomposition, essentially just telling people like, hey, I can literally reduce the amount of fat that you have and increase the amount of muscle, and you stay the same weight, but you look completely different. That whole philosophy is great, and it's something that most people don't even talk about, body recomposition. But if you make yourself the body recomposition specialist, right, you will win. And that's a part of your personal brand. That's not your whole brand. You're not making yourself the body recomposition guy. You're, a John Adams, and you happen to be a fitness coach that specializes in body recomposition. You also talk about other things, which we're going to get into, but you specialize in that. Binge eating, right? You help skinny fat people with binge eating, like very, very specific. So you can command higher prices and you solve something that's not readily available on the market. Not everyone's doing this, right? So that niche thing is so important. So Then you have to have a big mission and big vision for your personal brand as a whole. Nobody talks about this. So how do you want to change the world? What's your mission? Like, how do you want to transform your audience, right? Like, what does that look like? That mission can be something that people are familiar with, right? Or brand new, sometimes outlandish, a concept where like you're getting people enlightened about. I was toying with, because and I'm still doing my fitness business and it's going, but when I was brainstorming on how I want to position it, and you probably saw other videos around this, the $1 million body, right? And it's like, this is like a really big mission, helping 100 men in the next year build $1 million bodies, right? It's like a big, massive, bold mission. And you're getting people enlightened about this, and they're interested because you framed it a certain way. So you have to speak, you have to be the peak ascension of your audience as well, right? You have to have achieved the thing that you're trying to help them with. Too many people, and I kid you not, so many people, I see these guys saying, I help busy men, I help executives, or I help entrepreneurs lose muscle and build fat. Bro, you've never been an entrepreneur outside of this fitness coaching business that you're doing, which requires you to also be in shape, which means you can actually be in the gym forever. It's not wasting your time, right? You've never been an executive at a company before. Why are you trying to coach other executives on their fit? I get it. They have money. I get it. They are willing to pay. I get it. You know something that they don't know. But if you cannot address their actual pain points in their day to day, they will not listen to you. It's just a fact. How you present yourself, they won't listen to you. So you have to figure out what that is, right? Unique mechanism. So what are you going to show people how to use that will ascend them to that transformative state, aka you help them achieve the big mission for themselves? Okay, if I want to help people build a $1 million body with my $1 million body framework, which is the unique mechanism, I show them how I can help them do that. I created a score sheet, right, to basically show like how much money your body was worth and how we're going to use that to optimize your body to be as aesthetic and as attractive as possible so that you can attract more money outcomes, right? So it's like I created a method, or I created a framework that sounded brand new. I'm using the same principles that I use for any fitness client, depending on their goals that I have, but I just renamed it and I made it a unique mechanism. Most fitness coaches have zero unique mechanism, zero. And they wonder why they're not selling. They wonder why people aren't really trying to buy from them. People aren't asking questions about their program. Sounds like any other program. It sounds like I could just go to 24-hour fitness, find a trainer, and I'll get the same results. What do you know that I don't know, right? So personal brands in general, they dress up these mechanisms, right? Because obviously there are no new mechanisms. There might be. I've come up with a few, but it's hard to find a new unique mechanism. So it's like and for example, like one of my unique mechanisms is the fruit until noon diet, right? Which is not, I didn't create it, right? But I found it. It's a very, very niche thing. Nobody's really talked about it that much. And I included it as part of my unique mechanism, right? 8x8s, right? I included that. All of that, like all of that stuff you have to include to create something new. And so don't get me wrong, it works and it gets people results. It does. You just have to understand the game, right? That's being played and persuade. Wait, you have to understand the game that's being played to persuade you to adopt a mechanism. So the people who are trying to sell you when you're trying to, because I get it, you're a jack guy, you're like, I want to make money online. These guys are saying doing drop shipping, doing all this stuff. Well, how are they labeling drop shipping? What are they saying it's called, right? Are they calling it a new method? My new TikTok method, my new TikTok shop method, right? Are they naming new methods so that you become more attractive to it because it sounds new? How can you apply that to the business you should be doing, which is helping other people build their bodies because you've already done it? How can you finally use that and create a mechanism for yourself and create your own business around that? Don't be trying to do nerd shit like drop shipping and trading and all that shit. No, bro. You have a physique, you should monetize. If you don't, you're losing a lot of money. So number 3, creating content, the fun part, right? The least amount of friction on creating your content, the better, because you want to be as consistent as possible. The reason why I outpaced a lot of people on YouTube when I first started, And a lot of people who are honestly really bigger now. And I started off and they had like thousands and thousands of subscribers when I was at 40, and now I'm beyond them. The reason why is because I chose a method of creating content that, like, I could literally make a video, and there was a time I was making 2 videos a day, like value packed videos. So for you, you have to figure out what that is. Maybe it's talking heads. Maybe it's voiceovers while you're training or while you're going somewhere, or like your day to day. What can you do with flow consistently? And so you need to brainstorm these 3 pillars that relate to your mission: fitness, mindset, lifestyle, right? Like, just figure out what are the 3 content pillars that you want to talk about. And so you want to focus each video on one content pillar that to keep your thoughts organized, and always structure your videos. So this is like basic copywriting or just persuasion, right? You give them the big idea, which is basically your title rephrased. This is on YouTube, by the way. And for any hook or any reel that you do that's talking heads as well, it works. You give them a story that relates to you. Now you've captured their attention, your storytelling. You got the hook that captured their attention. Then you introduce your unique mechanism, right? That's going to solve their problem, the big idea, which the big idea tends to be a problem that the person has. Then you give a logic-based argument on why that unique mechanism works better than all the other ones. And then you wrap up and give them a call to action to either work with you or to learn more or to watch more videos, subscribe, whatever that is that your call to action is, right? That is the basic structure of any talking head video. And I think all fitness coaches, if they started doing talking head videos and learn how to speak better, they would get way more clients because they would sound intelligent and not like borderline psychotic meatheads, gym bros that have no idea how to connect with somebody else besides, look at my physique, post physique. Come on, bro. Better than that. So to build your offer, right? This is important. You need to start. You can either start by selling coaching, info products, or courses and workbooks, or one-off paid consultations. Now, to be honest with you, all of these work, but selling coaching to start is the best, right? Because you figure out how a system can work and how you can replicate it with different types of the same person. And then you use that system to sell as an informational product, like an ebook or something like that. It's low ticket. And you use that low ticket. You run ads on the low ticket. Now I'm going deep, but you run ads on the low ticket. And then from there, you can basically recoup your money back from those ads by the low ticket purchases and then upsell them to coaching down the line. That's a way different, more advanced funnel than you need right now. But I want you to understand, like, it gets deeper than what I'm telling you right now, right? You don't need one-off paid consultations. You're not trying to sell your time for money. You're trying to sell outcomes for money, right? So you have to identify the result with which you want the customer to achieve. What is the result that you want them to have, right? And then you identify who that customer is. So is it a 19-year-old digital entrepreneur that is making $10,000, $15,000 a month? We'll describe them and give them a quick name for it. Like, I help young digital entrepreneurs, or I help young hustlers. And then you basically say, I help them get the result that they're looking for. Not I help them build muscle and lose fat. That's not a result. That's a process. You say, I help young entrepreneurs, young digital entrepreneurs become charismatic and attractive so that they can get more deals. I'm just spitballing, but you get the point. I help this customer segment, right, with this outcome. And then you basically tell them how long it's going to take, in how many days, or whatever that looks like, or without doing all of the nonsense that the fitness industry tells them to do. So you reduce the amount of perceived effort that they need to have. Obviously, they're going to have to put in work, but you don't want to make it seem like they're going to alter their whole life to make this result a reality. Humans want the path of least resistance. So you have to sell the outcome without all of the extra stuff that's going to be bogging them down, especially busy people who are making money. They don't want to be bothered. They're literally buying you to basically outsource their health and fitness to you. Understand that. So you have to take a lot of the time that they would have and the thinking, the mental bandwidth, that's all outsourced to you, right? So your offer needs to solve a pain point. You have to identify how the customer struggles to get to that result, right? So, like, what are their struggles? Well, they're uncomfortable with their clothes off, maybe, right? So you can literally say, I help married men get more comfortable taking their clothes off in the bedroom, like in 90 days or less. You see how that's specific? And it makes me sound like I'm not just a fitness coach. I'm like a results. I'm a solution to their problem. You're not supposed to be a fitness coach. You're supposed to be a problem fixer. You're supposed to be the solution, the one solution that person needs, that burning problem that they have, right? And so the offer needs to solve that dark pain point, and it needs to evoke transformation, right? So if you don't want to offer these types of services, but you have a back-end business, again, you can do that as well. If you don't want to offer coaching or you don't want to offer this video isn't really for you. But if you are looking to actually build a coaching business and build a personal brand that fuels that coaching business and makes you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, this coaching model is for you, right? Now, once you've already had the offer, now you want to book calls, right? So you should always be speaking to your audience to figure out what their needs and how you can make your offer better. So you have to be allowing them to book free call. Yes, I know. Book free calls with you, because that's an opportunity for you to sell your existing offer. And then you can figure out if that existing offer is even good enough by if you sold it or not. And then you can also touch up on your sales skills, which that's how you make the money. But a lot of people don't want to do that, right? So you have to be able to figure that out. And then throughout these discovery calls, you have on your calendar that people can book and, lead you to potentially getting new clients. Just successfully pitch the offer that they might need, right? Structure that offer. These calls, they'll help you structure the offer, and you can build it out so that it solves the exact pain point that your audience has. They'll tell you exactly what they need, what you need to do, what they want, and what they don't want. They will tell you, and you'll get better at it, right? Too many people are trying to sell paid community. I see guys like trying to sell physique, and I even tested it. I was like, let me just put out a paid community. It was horrible, right? Or like info products or low ticket products before they even talk to their audience to see what they would actually even buy. Maybe they just want the accountability. They don't want to be just thrown in a community of people that like don't even share the same goals as them. Like you have to figure out what mechanism works best for you. And so like coaching is typically the number one thing, because you can help people. Like you can get on calls with people, like solve their problems and get them their outcome. Like they're going to pay you for that, right? You have to understand that. So then you collect the money you are getting for your value. So you should be converting your audience on a regular basis, working with you. Not in the beginning. In the beginning, you want to provide a lot of value. Don't even sell. Even for me, when I first started YouTube, I did not have anything to sell. I just made videos, provided a lot of value. One video started blowing up, boom, I start to offer something, right? So this is because you are providing immense value to them and actually helping them improve their lives in one way, shape, or form. So with every client that you get, you need to be making your coaching program or product that you have, if you want to go that route, better as you realize what is working for them and what's not working for them. Now, the value ladder for online fitness personal brands that you have to understand, and nobody talks about this, you start with coaching, right? You scale the coaching business. Some people are able to scale to 50K a month, 60K a month, 100K a month, etc., right? When they understand like the advanced versions of paid ads and systems and having closers, setters, etc., right? Then you can move to an info product, which is potentially a low ticket course that maybe is $50 or $20 or $100, however much you want to do, to use, and you can run ads on that, or you can provide that as something that's a downsell to people who can't afford the coaching that you have, right? Then you have a paid community that's also a downsell that comes from that course that you created. Maybe you get a lot of people buying the course. Then you go ahead and you set up that paid community around the course, and you can then upsell those people as they get better and as they trust the process to your coaching program, right? Which is your high ticket offer. And then last but not least, and most people don't even get to this point, I haven't even gotten to this point yet, physical product, which can be supplements, as all of these other like ladders, as all these other value rugs on the ladder have already been solved and they're already automated and scaled. You can have a physical product, right, which can be supplements. It can be, I don't know, like knee pad. I've seen guys sell knee pads and make a lot. Inaka, the guy started selling knee pads and then he got into a clothing brand, and et cetera, et cetera. You can sell all kinds of things, or you can have a software as a service, which is an automated training app, right? That you can have basically just like automating your training programs, your meal plans, and you just build an app. People download it for $20 a month and they can do that, right? It's very, very low ticket. You can upsell them to like okay, one-on-one coaching with you so that you can actually create their custom meal plans, custom nutrition, etc. You can plug AI in there as well. Many ways to do it, right? So that's how you collect the money for the value that you're providing. And you might be asking, well, Martel, how much are people willing to pay for fitness coaching? Now, this is going to sound wild. I've seen people pay as low as $500 because someone didn't really know the value that they were providing and they couldn't communicate it. I've seen people sell fitness coaching for 15 grand in 6 months, right? Now, the problems that they're solving are different, and the person that they're targeting is different. They're targeting a CEO who literally doesn't have time. Their health is in jeopardy, and they need someone to basically outsource their or offset their health too. So they're willing to pay these super high prices. But for the average person, I'd say typically 1,000 to 3,000, right? You're going to get from the average person. And you might be saying, people actually pay this? And I used to think this. People pay this for fitness? Yes. Now, it all depends on how you communicate the value that you're providing, though, and what problem you're actually solving in their life. A lot of fitness coaches, they get on these calls and they don't find out what that actual pain point was, so they cannot sell the actual service to that person because the person's like, this is too expensive. If they say it's too expensive, it's because the value that you've made them perceive your program is far less than the value that you're looking to take from them. So, of course, everybody wants a deal. Everybody wants to basically either make money on a discount or build their health and their body at a discount or get a girlfriend at a discount, health, wealth, relationships, right? You want to make your service seem so great and actually be so great that they're like robbing you. They feel like they're robbing you. And you do that through a sales process, which I teach a lot of the guys that I coach one-on-one when it comes to fitness. So speaking of that, always going to do a shameless plug, right? In short, if you're jacked and you want to make money in this new digital era of personal brands, everyone's starting their personal brand. You have a body, you can tell you have decent communication skills, and you want to get into online entrepreneurship, you need to start building your personal brand. Period, point blank, right? And I would love to help each and every one of you individually on here, but that would not be feasible. So I want to take another 5 fitness coaches or guys who are aspiring fitness coaches who will put in the work, because it is work, looking to build their personal brands and monetize it to $10,000 plus per month in 3 months or less on YouTube. I will coach you on how to build an audience quickly, monetize that audience outside of YouTube AdSense, and like actually make money from it. And play the game that most of the successful entrepreneurs of our time are playing and winning, right? So the link will be in the description for a free strategy call with my team. You will talk with one of the guys on my team to see if it is a good fit to work with me. And if it is, you will be personally onboarded by me. So I'm excited to see if anybody's interested in actually doing this and changing their life and freeing their life, having a life of freedom through selling their accomplishment, which is building one of the greatest physiques that they could. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope this video was very insightful. I hope you learned something. I hope even this video could help you make 10K a month. Obviously, there are some details that I didn't put in here on purpose because I'm easing this stuff in for people, right? Because I realized a lot of the people in my audience want to figure out how to make money. This is how I've made money. The most of my money is through fitness, right? So I want to teach you how to do it. So that's the case. Excited to connect with you. My team is excited to connect with you as well. And we will talk soon. Hope you liked the video. Catch you on the next one.